Hello, listeners from close and far. This is your host, Scotty, here. Just to make you aware of some circumstances. So, this is the second episode in a row where audio got corrupted. I was being stupid and I accidentally deleted my audio, trying to replace it with another file. Not a smart move, but today we're talking about the Winter Soldier with John, as always, as well as our good friend Charlie. So, after this is over, you're just gonna hop straight into the action, so please enjoy the episode. Now, personally, this is without a doubt my favorite MCU movie.
Really?
Yes, I think it is everything a superhero movie should be, and it is near perfect.
Mm, mm. I like the plot overall. Pretty good plot. Covered a lot.
Very compelling story. Now, John,
Good
you've
details.
been awfully silent. What do you think
Oh,
about this movie?
Hey,
well,
John's quite quiet.
I'm going to be honest with you. I watched this movie on the way to and from Boston,
Nice.
so I enjoyed it. I watched
Mhm.
it with everyone there. Had a bit hard to hear at some point in times, but I definitely think because it's the Russo's brothers' first Marvel movie that they did a great job.
Hmm.
You know,
So, what would we give this out of 100? To me, this is like a 97. I love this movie so much. I think it is a great step up from the first Avenger, which was still great, but I adore this movie, plain and simple.
Out
Charlie,
of
what would you give it?
hmm, I would give it a solid, at least an 80 at most. I wouldn't go past 95.
Okay,
So I'd probably say about a 90. It was pretty good.
good, good. John?
I say a 90 as well.
Yeah.
I think that's quite a nice number.
So we definitely all are very positive on this movie, which is good because, ooh, I would have been ready to tussle some people if we didn't all think it was good. But no, yeah, I love this movie. It has not been topped, at least in the movie world. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, though, is doing a great job at really following up everything that this movie did.
Agreed.
So, such a good show so far. When we're recording this, we have the first 5 episodes. The finale is in 2 days, and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
pumped. I'm so
Excited.
excited.
Should be
Yeah,
quite good.
it should be. So we don't have school this week. So how have your weeks been, gentlemen?
Pretty good. I went to Connecticut for a few days to look at some colleges, so that was pretty eventful.
Nice.
Nice.
I hear John's had a pretty eventful week as well.
Sounds like
Yeah,
it.
I almost died.
Great.
Elaborate,
Yeah,
elaborate.
elaborate.
Oh, okay. So, um, man, how do I even say? I went to Boston, okay, guys, in the city. Yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know. It's Boston, guys. There I felt so bad. I saw a lot of homeless people out there.
Mm-hmm.
Did not feel good about it. I met a really cool dude though named the Black Swan, and he goes like this. He freestyles to people and it is amazing, okay?
I'm sure it is.
Um Celtics lost.
Disappointing.
Disgusting.
Disappointing.
And then on the way home, my friend's dad didn't end up picking us up from the train station, so we had to walk. And we walked past this crack house, like legitimately. And all of a sudden,
Was fun.
uh, me and my friend, there's four of us, we heard a like this either a small child laughing or a woman cackling. Um,
At like
and
12 o'clock.
yeah, at 12 o'clock.
That's pretty
And
scary.
so we speed walked away from that area as fast as we could.
As
But
you should.
yeah, and we almost got cornered into a dark alleyway as well, but made it out
Yeah,
with all of my money.
you were still in Boston at like midnight. So I texted you at like 12:30 or something. And I'm like, should I be concerned that you're still wandering the city at 12:30? And you told me you were fine and that you had since moved to another town. But things got a little sketch at the end. Was
Yeah.
that sketch thing the crack house?
Um, yeah, I think it was. It probably was.
Out of 10, how sketch was Boston?
Whew. It was I mean, there's some actual like really nice parts to Boston, but
Definitely.
to get to those nice parts, you gotta go through the sketch parts, and the sketch parts were like a 9 out of sketch.
Never walk in the Boston Commons at night.
Hell no, that thing ran through that area.
Oh
We
yeah.
sprinted.
We went to see Aladdin in a theater in Boston, like summer 2019 or 2018, and the Commons at night, they are rough. We had to like run.
Oh yeah.
Oh, John needs to adjust. All right.
John, you should try to survive in the Boston Commons for 24 hours.
Let's call it Mr. Beast.
Look at a Mr. Beast video.
New challenge. John survives in the Boston Common for 24 hours. But the thing is, you probably wouldn't survive. So
You're right, I would.
Probably not.
Oh man, it was something out there. They I'm pretty sure every single person immediately knew who we were. Like me and one of my friends, we have been in the city before. We know
you're famous,
you're supposed to act in the city. And then the other two, one's younger than us, so he just really didn't know, so he was kind of following our leads. And then my other friend, who's older than us, never been to the city by himself. He was screaming into the night in the city.
In Boston.
In Boston.
That's not smart at all.
We're going to die. Yeah.
Probably.
You made it
Probably
out.
came pretty close.
You made it out. So back to The Winter Soldier.
Yes.
I could talk about how much I love this movie for a year, yet I am struggling to think of anything to talk about in this very moment.
The French guy, he was pretty cool.
Batroc, and he's now in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
The
Really
French guy.
Full circle.
I know.
It's crazy. No, I love that opening scene. That suit that Steve is wearing in that scene is without a doubt my favorite MCU costume, the stealth suit.
Oh yeah.
Next level goated.
Isn't it his... Oh no, they don't change his shield. Or do they? To all blue?
No, his shield's like metallic blue and white in that scene.
Okay. It did. I love that.
The Nick Fury fake out death. I remember the first time I saw that, I was shocked.
That was awesome.
It's so good. And the scene before, or like as Steve finds Nick Fury in his apartment, the song that's playing is the song that Steve and Peggy have their dance to at the end of Avengers Endgame.
Oh my god, you're right.
Whoa.
Did you guys put that together?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. It's so interesting. I love all of the little things and how they can connect to the bigger picture.
Little things that matter.
This movie really did a lot though to set the future of the MCU on its course. Obviously, it reintroduces Bucky to the equation. It introduces Sam. It's really like the end, or I wouldn't know. I would say it's kind of the end of Nick Fury, at least like for now, because he shows up here and then he shows up in Endgame, then he just disappears. We don't see him at all until the post-credit scene of Endgame or Infinity War, but then he showed up in Captain Marvel, Endgame, Spider-Man: Far From Home, and now he's getting his own show. So pretty cool.
He's getting his own show.
It's called Secret Invasion.
Really?
Yeah, it's starring him and Ben Mendelsohn, who played the Skrull in Captain Marvel, Talos. It's essentially going to be about a show investigating like the Skrulls who have been on the Earth for like thousands of years and how the increased levels of paranoia. It's a really good comic event. I would suggest checking it out. But they're adapting it into a show, and the cast is absolutely stacked. Emilia Clarke just got cast in it yesterday. Daenerys from Game of Thrones, what's her face from Solo, Kira. Olivia Colman got casted in a few days ago, who has always talked about how badly she wants to play a Marvel villain. So I think she's going to be the Skrull Queen. And then Kingsley Benadir, who recently came onto the scene, he had his breakout role in One Night in Miami, which is a huge award movie, like Oscars and stuff. He also is playing a villain who I'd assume is Super Skrull, who is actually the first person that the Fantastic Four ever faced. So if they're introducing Super Skrull a little before Fantastic Four, I wouldn't be shocked if he shows up in the movie and they save Doctor Doom until like a later date.
Interesting.
Do you think Mephisto will
Shut
appear
up.
in this show?
No,
Because-
Stop. We've learned our lesson. Listen. WandaVision was amazing. It's like on par with this for me. I think those are like my two favorite things Marvel's ever done.
Really?
Yeah, but the fear. See, the good thing about the movies is you don't have the theories. Sure, you can have ideas about what's going to happen going in, but you don't have that 8-week span where people are going insane about every little thought they have, which
Very
led
true.
to madness on the internet.
It's a good point.
Mm. Charlie, can I just talk about it real quick? Your mic quality is so good. I am
Cool.
actually shocked because you have like just a normal headset, not like a fancy mic. And compared to last week, let me just tell you, I had some editing nightmares because Caitlin was recording using voice memos on her phone, which then she had to send me the audio file. And voice memo is recorded in this format called M4A, which is not used anywhere. So I had to do a complete conversion of the file to like an MP3. And then when I put it into Audacity to edit, it kind of just exploded.
Jesus.
So
That's rough.
I appreciate you for having this microphone and downloading Audacity for us.
You're welcome.
Round of applause. So, thank you. So I want to talk about Alexander Pierce. What a great villain.
Oh yeah.
I think
Definitely.
Marvel tries to do like the whole like big man is evil thing a lot, and I don't think they've ever executed it as well as they did here. Maybe Obadiah Stane from the first Iron Man comes close, but I don't think he's as good as Alexander Pierce because we know Pierce is controlling Bucky, and that's the real connection to Steve.
Yep.
And I love it. I love this movie.
So good.
It's so good.
Truly one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Really, John?
Ever
Okay.
seen? Ever
Ever
seen, John?
seen?
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't mean it anymore.
Hmm.
We talk about movies a lot in band, and I never, if this is one of the greatest movies you've ever seen, you've never talked about it. So
Come on, John.
Come on, John.
guys. So,
John, what is the best movie you've ever seen? This is a pretty
good
loaded
question, Charlie. Good question.
yeah, that's a hard question to answer.
Putting you
maybe,
on the
like,
spot.
I feel like Shutter Island was a great movie. I don't know if it was the best
Okay.
one I've seen, but like that one's been in my head for a while. Inception.
Good movie.
That
Great
one's
movie.
Man, Inception. That incepted me. I don't know. What's like a movie that changed me? I don't think any movie has yet. Or maybe they have and I don't know it.
Charlie, what do you think is the best movie you've ever seen?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know where to start. Definitely, I did watch Shutter Island. I don't remember when I watched Shutter Island, but I definitely watched Shutter Island. And that was a phenomenal movie. A lot of twists and turns. Kept me on the edge of my couch.
So true.
Definitely, that was definitely up there.
I have not seen Shutter Island,
Oh my god.
but I know my favorite movie of all time is without a doubt La La Land.
La La
That's a
Land.
good movie.
It's have either of you seen it?
Nope,
I've seen La La
I have
Land.
not seen La La Land.
John, I feel like you told me you hadn't like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I recently watched it with my mom.
Let's
Explain to
go.
me what La La Land is.
It's just a musical set in the modern day about two people just trying to live their lives who end up together, but they have problems, and it's truly magical.
It is a
It
good-
is
Interesting.
dazzling.
If you're into musicals and you like a good story, then I suggest watching it.
It's not even it doesn't even have like it's not really even a musical. There's a lot of songs maybe in like the first 30-45 minutes, but after that there's like maybe one song. It's a so good like conveying has the tone of the movie goes from happy to sad, like life is filled with music, but life is also filled with dread.
It's very interesting.
Mhm.
Sounds quite good.
It is. It deserved to win Best Picture. Have you heard of the Oscar scandal that year?
It's cruel.
We live in a cruel world.
Very true.
Charlie understands cruel whenever he has to play alone in band on the trombone.
Very, very sad. Sad
Truly.
day.
All the time.
When we're playing Armed Forces. Remember last Tuesday when we were told we were going to get to play Armed Forces, and then
Didn't happen.
we didn't? It didn't happen. We spent the whole class figuring out where we sit.
And that
Quite
was
lovely.
quite cold out. I
It
remember
was, and you
I had shorts
Yeah,
on.
you had shorts on. Great. Well, that was a great idea.
Very.
I can't believe we didn't talk about the opening scene. Truly one of the best in the movie. The iconic "on your left" moment
Oh, yes.
originates here.
Yeah, on your left.
I love this movie. Apparently, they filmed this the summer I was in Washington, D.C.
Really?
And I didn't know that until very recently. Because it came out in spring of 2014, and they filmed over the spring/summer of 2013, and I was in DC summer of 2013.
Hey,
And
yeah.
I didn't even watch superhero movies back then. I got into them, I think, in late 2014 or so. My
Is that
introduction was the Spider-Man movies. I think
Same
my
here.
uncle gave me the Amazing Spider-Man because he got the Blu-ray DVD package, but he only wanted the Blu-ray, so he gave the DVD to me. So then I watched that. So then I also watched the Raimi trilogy right after that, the original Spider-Man movies, and then I started doing the MCU.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. What was your introduction to superheroes, Charlie?
I feel like it was just something that it was just like if it was on TV or sometimes it would just randomly show up somewhere and always find it really interesting. Something that I always found oh, that's really cool, or just something along those lines, and just kind of always been into it.
So true, Charlie. John, what about you?
I watched Batman the animated series, and I watched the Justice League, the first.
The cartoon.
Yeah, and then I
Nice.
watched, I think, Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans, and yeah, that's what really kind of got me into it.
John's a big Teen Titans Go fan.
No, not the
No, you're a big fan. You're a huge fan
I am
of
a
it.
big fan, actually. It's
Teen
great.
Titans Go.
The greatest television series ever made.
Definitely.
Truly.
Love Teen Titans.
Imagine a Teen Titans Go Captain America crossover.
Yo.
World isn't ready.
It's not ready, which is why it will never happen.
Yeah.
The world will never be ready for such a day. Such a momentous occasion.
Batman and the Ninja Turtles. No one was ready.
That did happen, right?
That happened.
That
I
happened.
don't know how good that was, but it happened.
I'm pretty sure they also did Batman and Scooby-Doo.
Oh my god.
Relatively certain Scooby-Doo also did a WWE crossover movie.
Oh, with John Cena. Yes.
Yes,
Real.
definitely real. I have seen it.
What would you give it out of 10, real quick?
Out of 10,
We know it's a 10, but come on, give your opinion.
9. I'll give it a 9.75.
Wow.
9.75.
So what you're saying is it's a piece of artwork.
Yes, it's quite magical.
Wow, that's interesting. We might need to cover that on the show.
Definitely.
That would be beautiful.
Let's cover it.
Do it.
Would you be willing to come back on the show to talk about the Scooby-Doo x WWE?
I'd be down. I'd have to rewatch it, but yeah.
All right, we'll get that on the paper for eventually.
Huh.
That actually sounds like it would be so much fun to just talk about Scooby-Doo meets wrestling.
That'd be hilarious.
It truly would be.
1 hour and 24 minutes.
Is that how long it is?
Yeah, 2014.
We'd have to make the podcast just as long.
Oh my god, we should.
No more, no
Every
less.
detail.
We would truly have to go over every detail. We'd be taking notes. We'd be admiring the movie from up close and from afar.
This is the Oh wait, let me turn down my screen
Screen volume.
Look at that.
Wow, is that John Cena?
Yes,
That's
it
John
is.
And there's some kind of monster near him. Maybe it's Mephisto.
Oh my god.
Definitely not. Definitely.
No, I think it is. It might be.
It's time, guys. It's time for Mephisto to finally get his big day appearance.
I'm calling it Mephisto will never show up because China hates devil imagery, and Mephisto is the devil.
So true.
And Marvel needs to make their money, so China it is. You know, I think China's like the third highest box office income country. America is obviously first.
Yep.
China might be second actually, and then Russia is third. I'm not sure, but oh no, India is second because of Bollywood and how
Oh yeah.
incredibly
Bollywood
popular it is over there. And then I think China's third. But you know, CCP has very strict rules about movies, and lots of theaters, unfortunately, or not theaters, companies pander to those demands.
I'm down for Bollywood movies.
John, have you seen any Bollywood movies?
I have not, but
Charlie?
I really want to.
I don't think I have.
That's a shame. That's so sad.
Third-party website to find a Bollywood movie.
Sketchy website.
Are they on Amazon?
Oh, let's do a little deep dive into Bollywood.
Yeah, let's find out where Bollywood resides.
Let's see. Popular Bollywood movies. Because Bollywood isn't like a company; it's just movies made in India.
Yeah.
What are the top 10? Okay, the best one is apparently Diwali Dulhina Le Jain. I know I butchered that, but it's a Bollywood movie made in 1995. The plot revolves around Raj and Simran, two young, non-resident Indians who fall in love during a vacation through Europe with their friends.
That sounds quite lovely, actually.
That sounds quite beautiful. I feel like it'd make me emotional.
Oh,
I think we should watch it.
I think Charlie would be made emotional by it, too.
probably.
But back to the movie. There is something truly special about this movie. I don't know what it is. I think it's how well it balances tackling real-world issues like government corruption, but also it's a superhero movie. It's fun, but it's serious. It's so good. The score as well, chef's kiss. The acting, brilliant. Everything is so good. Oh, speaking of a character introduced in this movie, what are your bets that Sharon Carter is the power breaker in Falcon and Winter Soldier? I feel like it's painfully obvious at this point, but because she's just acting so suspicious. Like, she sent Batroc to help the Flag Smashers, and he wants to kill Sam.
Yep.
So she definitely, I feel like she has some malicious intent. I just think it's an act of selfishness because after Civil War, nobody cared about her. Nobody cared to check in on her, see how she's doing. And now, 6 years later, she's still an enemy of the United States of America after Bucky and Sam have been pardoned for doing the exact same thing that she did.
Yep. That makes quite a bit of sense, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's just something off with her. She very well could be the power broker, but she also just could be upset that she is an enemy of the state after Sam and Bucky have already been pardoned. But yeah, she sent Batroc to help the Flag Smashers. She definitely has malicious intent. But I don't know. The power broker is a character in the comics, so it very well could just be them. They'll say that in the next episode. But I don't know. I feel like it'd be a good plot twist, even though I feel it is kind of obvious at this point. But also would be one to keep people guessing. Okay, Charlie's camera just looks like a ray of white is behind you. You can see your your guitar, your closet, and then it's just like
white. Yep.
An angel is behind you. Oh,
my flannel back there.
No, the flannel, of course, always shines. Jacket. We love Charlie's flannel, don't we? Isn't that right, John?
Yeah.
I'll have to try to wear some more.
Yeah. Now that we're gonna be seeing each other 4 days a week, or 5 days because of
Oh,
being in school,
you're
all
right.
5 days of the week, I think we need some good old Charlie flannels to keep us going.
The flannel action.
Hmm
I can make that work. I can make it
Let's
happen.
Let's go, Charlie. No
That's
way.
fine.
Unbelievable. Yeah, this movie is so good. I absolutely love it. And I just wish we got more because I don't know. I really like Civil War, which will be talked about next week, but there's something about it that just feels off. It doesn't feel like a continuation of the story we see here. It's essentially the third Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Now when they revealed Civil War, they said it was going to be called Captain America Serpent Society, which is something to do with Hydra. But then at the end, it was like a huge fake out. No, we're doing Civil War. I want to see that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see Serpent Society. I want to see the true sequel to The Winter Soldier.
We need
But
to
I don't
see
know.
it.
Yeah. I can't really complain because this movie is amazing. It definitely has its own story. It wraps up the loose ends. The only thing it leaves open is what happens to Bucky, and they kind of just gloss over that in Civil War. Just all of a sudden, he's there. So
Yeah.
yeah. So we have 8 minutes left on the meeting. So
Looks
I think
like
we
it.
still have a lot to talk about. So would we be down to switch into another Zoom real quick, or do we want to wrap up now, or in a few minutes or so? Because Zoom, we don't like Zoom. It has issues with meeting time, but it's our only way to track people's face cams and have a backup source of recording through recording Zooms.
Zoom is lame. We don't like Zoom.
So true. All of our teachers have been talking about how much they hate Zoom and how happy they are that no one will ever have to use it again. And here we are
I
on
hope
a
we
Zoom
go back
meeting.
into online.
Using it right now.
Oh, we're going back to hybrid. I give it 3 weeks.
Really? Especially because all the stuff that recently
Happened this
happened.
week with the people being sent home for exposure.
3 people in my math class got sent home.
Yeah, I had 8 kids missing in my French class on Friday.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
Crazy.
Wasn't a good idea. We're not here to throw stones at the school, but I don't know, man. I was suspicious of it from the beginning, and it happened, and
I don't know.
the first week already went by. We had issues, and a lot of them.
And don't even get me started on this new hectic schedule we have.
Oh, the schedule's going to be a mess. They're reducing our band times from 77 minutes to 45.
Disappointing.
I despise it.
It's gonna be chaotic.
It's going to be so chaotic. The stairwells already, if to all our audio listeners out there, as John says, love you to death.
Yeah.
Scotty is cut out.
Yeah, Scotty, I can't hear you anymore.
You just
I-
cut out.
So
The
slowly.
staircases.
Oh, dang it.
Yep, there we go.
200 plus people in a staircase. And it's just a nightmare. Plain and simple. My microphone. Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Hear you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently I stopped. It's some. Okay, this is weird. Never mind. I'm just gonna let that go.
All right.
But yeah, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I feel like we didn't do this movie justice because we all talked about how much we love it. Then we barely talked about it.
That's true.
It
That's
is. It is. But yeah. So my computer is acting up a little bit, so I think we're gonna have to wrap it up here.
All right.
Charlie, thank you so much for coming on the show.
No problem.
I have been one of your hosts, Scotty, and I've been here with John Bird. John, close out the show.
All right, guys. Follow us on Instagram at the Diving Deep Podcast, right? Is that our Instagram thing?
Diving Deep _pod.
There
Yep.
you go. And I think that's it. I don't remember. But adios.